Has been a spike in Google searches for Donald Trump. Here's why. Donald Trump may have said he, quote, loves the Mexican people, but he's not backing away from his disparaging comments about undocumented Mexican immigrants. When Trump announced he was running for president, he called Mexicans who crossed the border into the U.S. illegally, quote, drug dealers and rapists. Now, since making those comments, people on Facebook, Twitter have called Trump out. He's also lost business partnerships with companies like NBC, Universal, Univision, and Macy's. And now we're hearing from his fellow Republican candidates. Take a listen.
I think what he said was wrong. I think it was inappropriate. I don't think it has any place in the campaign.
Trump is wrong on this. He's not a stupid guy, so I don't assume he's like, he thinks that every Mexican crossing the border is a rapist. I mean, so he's doing this to inflame and to incite and to draw attention.
Donald Trump does not represent the Republican Party. I was offended by his remarks. To paint with that broad a brush that Donald Trump did is, I mean, he's going to have to defend those remarks.
Honestly, Donald Trump needs no help from Mike Huckabee to get publicity. He's doing a really good job of that.
And you knew Trump was not going to take his criticisms lying down. Here he is on Fox News. Take a listen.
I use the word rape, and all of a sudden everyone goes crazy. I don't mind apologizing for things, but I can't apologize for the truth. I said tremendous crime is coming across. Everybody knows that's true, and it's happening all the time.
I think
when I mention crime, all of a sudden I'm a racist.
All right, joining us to talk all about this is CNN political editor Tara Setmayer. Tara, thanks so much for being here. Are Donald Trump's comments, are they hurting the GOP race, or are they allowing other candidates to rise to the top?
No, I think at this point it's beginning to hurt because, you know, the Republican Party has bent over backwards to try to appeal to non-traditional voters. They understand the importance of appealing to the Hispanic population going into this next election. And when you inject this level of vitriol and the kind of hyperbole that Donald Trump used, it's not good for anyone, and it's putting a lot of these candidates in a tough position. On one hand, they don't want to give any more credibility to Donald Trump as a candidate by addressing some of his comments, but then on the other hand, they have no choice because immigration, illegal immigration, we need to be more specific about that, is a huge issue, and it is a huge problem in this country. So any of the legitimate aspects of what Donald Trump is raising are completely negated by his language, because words matter. And this is not helpful for anyone. It's a distraction for the party. It's a distraction for the more serious candidates. And to be frank, you know, he's going to have a place in the first debate in in August, the Fox News debate, and he's at the expense of some more serious candidates on the lower tier of the Republican Party.
He's made some more waves over the weekend on Fox News. One of the anchors asked him his thoughts on the murder of Kate Steinle in San Francisco. She allegedly was murdered by an undocumented Mexican immigrant who had been deported 5 times. Here's what Trump said. Let's take a listen and we'll talk about it.
This is something that should have never taken place. He was sent out of the country many times. He was a violent person. And we have many cases like this. You know, nobody wants to talk about it. It seems like I'm sort of the whipping post because I bring it up. And I don't understand whether you're liberal, whether you're conservative, whether you're Republican, Democrat. Why wouldn't you talk about a problem? There's tremendous crime. And it's illegal immigration is just incredible.
So he's obviously using this as an opportunity to drive his point home, but he's number 2 in the polls according to a recent CNN ORC poll. Who are his supporters, Tara?
Well, he's right about bringing up that case. I mean, what happened in San Francisco, unfortunately, is not isolated. It happens a lot. I worked on illegal immigration when I worked on Capitol Hill for 7 years, and there is a significant problem here. However, again, he got lucky in that this unfortunate tragedy happened so that he could use that to bolster his case instead of taking responsibility for the fact that he did paint such a broad brush and did not qualify his statements in a way that we could have a conversation, a worthy one, as opposed to talking about how he went about it and who he insulted. So, you know, this is where, you know, the issue with Donald Trump that I find interesting is that he's never wrong, right? It's everybody else's fault.
Well, I think some people would disagree with you on that one.
No, I'm saying in his mind,
okay.
he's never wrong.
Okay.
He's a narcissist. No, he's never wrong. And when you want to be a public servant, there has to be a certain amount of humility, because when you serve in an elected office, you serve at the pleasure of the people who elected you, not for yourself. And I think Donald Trump misses that point because it's always all about him.
And that's the thing that I hear so often, is that people say whether he is making a valid point or not, it's the way in which also he goes about it that you tend to just hear nothing. You know, because of the way in which he addresses things. Tara, could he actually win the nomination?
No. There's no chance in hell that he's winning the nomination. And I think he knows that, and most people who are serious about politics know that. But unfortunately, because of his cult of personality, because of his celebrity, I mean, he's got over 1 million Twitter followers, Donald Trump. He's a household name. It's propelling him into the political forefront right now. But when people start to actually think about, is this the guy you want to have the nuclear codes to, you know, the finger on the button? Is this who you really want? I think you're going to see people back away from him in an actual governing capacity. This is just, you know, it's the summer. It's still very early.
Right.
He's a fresh new voice, and people are interested. There's a certain amount of celebrity that drives his popularity in the polls.
That's the important point that we tend to forget, is that it is still so early. Tara Setmayer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ollie?
Okay, while one Hollywood power couple is breaking up, another is taking a big step forward.